Yes, people, and welcome back to the channel. You know there is a massive game this weekend. It's the Europa League final part 2, some would say, you know what I'm saying? And look, earlier in the season, I did a little preview with Liban. I felt like it was only right this time to go even bigger. And I had to go and get my brother Saeed. What are you saying, bro? You good?
Come on, man. I'm blessed, man. Big up to you, man, for having me on. And yeah, I can't lie to you, man. Things need to be made, you know what I mean? Like, we need to rewrite the story now, man. I'm sick of it. I've had enough of you lot.
Do you know how mad it is, yeah? It's gone from, lads, it's Tottenham.
I know.
What we grew up on to, we ain't lost to you lot in 8 games, you know. 2022 was the last time we lost to you lot. And we actually managed to end our trophy drought over you lot.
And Ronaldo was playing back then. Ronaldo. And you know how long Ronaldo's been doing? He did an interview. He's gone to Al Nassr. He's done madnesses, man, since then. Bro, so you lot, I swear down, man. Like, I can't stand you lot. This is why this Saturday is so key, man. Like, I'm here to win, and I'm to end this curse or whatever's going on right now that you lot have over us, man. We need to end it. Because you lot, I can't lie, you've got our number. You've got our number. Bro,
both Manchester clubs. Both Manchester clubs.
So you might as well get the keys to Manchester now. I might as well give you the keys and say, yo, you can rent my house.
Hey, listen. Well, listen, early kickoff on Saturday. Before we dive into, as you can tell by the title, people, we are going to be doing a combined 11. I feel like these two squads, it's actually almost like the perfect 2 teams to really do a combined 11. You can kind of have. But get involved in the conversation as usual. Like the video as well. But early kickoff, before we get into that quickly, you've obviously won your last 3 games, bro, which I don't think you've been able to say too many times this season. New manager here, Michael Carrick. Both of our guys, you know what I mean?
Both of our guys. We'll give you that.
What has it been like these first 3 games so far? Is it almost like a breath of fresh air?
A breath of fresh air, man. New kind of vibe, new kind of feeling. He's restored that kind of like good feel factor. I know it's cliche and they always say, oh man, it's always a new manager bounce, but this really has felt like a manager bounce, new feeling, new vibe, because you got to remember, he came in, obviously Fletcher came in for 2 games, and then he had to come in against Arsenal. So it's not as if he got a little Burnley and whatnot to kind of settle in. He said straight away, Man City, Arsenal. Can you win them 2? Can you get something? I was like, feeling myself, you know what, man? Like, Man City, we could have them. It's a derby. We normally go toe-to-toe with Man City. It's normally neck and neck in terms of the games we've won and they've won at home, etc., etc. Then it was against Arsenal. Can you now go to Arsenal? And I'm not going to lie to you, I thought, boy, we might not get a manager bounce. But fair play, bro. He's come in. He's just man-managed. That's the word I'm using for me. It's not even tactical masterclass. It's not, bro, it's just profiling players. Say, yo, where do you normally play? You know, when you go to like Sunday League or whatever it is, you're playing in a park and that with your few mates. Yo, what's your best position? Yeah, you know what, you play there. That's all it was. Not, you know what, my system, this, that, the other. But you're gonna play my way. No, it wasn't none of that. And that's why you see the players came on board. Lisandro was coming out saying, yo, this guy came in 2-3 days, and all of a sudden, incredible. Casemiro's hugging the manager. I didn't see that under Ruben Amorim. And for me, what I liked about my character is that he's just made simple like things right. And I think sometimes in football, we overcomplicate football. Oh, but this, oh, but that, oh, but going this. Nah, you play here, you're playing there. We're playing this sort of football. We set up in a mid-block. We attack. We go for it. We press. And that's what we've asked for. And we've got 100% in that. Tackles, duels, winning 50-50s. We didn't see that under Ruben Amorim. Everything was complicated.
It's crazy. So, and I think what you said there is actually, you hit the nail on the head. He simplified it, bro.
That's it.
He's gone back to a 4-2-3-1. He said, Copy back in centre mid. Bruno back in the 10. Dallo, right back. None of this wing back nonsense for you, Ahmad. Right wing. Do you know what I mean? And it's just kind of, when you don't fall square pegs into round holes, I always say. And sometimes when you just do the basics right, you can get the truth of what your team really has. You can really gauge what the levels are at. And I actually think sometimes getting thrown into those deep ends, like a Manchester derby or Arsenal, can sometimes actually be perfect, because you're like, you know what? There's really nothing to lose. So let's go into this. Everyone's going into this expecting Arsenal to dominate us. Let's surprise them. And I think that's one good thing you guys have been able to do. But then typically it's always one of those things where you look at it and you think, oh, against Fulham, that's going to be the real test. And
biggest game.
Somehow he's tapped into that Fergie time and said, yo, I got a little some of that as well, you know. But
bro,
on the other side, talk to
Fulham
me
are
about...
a good team. Fulham are a good team, and to go there and do that, and like I said, the game, when you look at it, you're thinking 3-2, that must have been a crazy game, but it really wasn't. It was a controlled performance, and then they got the penalty, and then Kevin did a madness. He turned into a real Brazilian. You feel me? And then it was a case of we had to. The way it was going, United were winning the game regardless, and that belief there. Normally you're like, oh man, it's done. It's whatever. Yeah. The crowd were like, let's go, let's go, let's go.
He's bringing on the centre-backs. Look, we've lost the game.
Yeah, we've lost the game. But now he's actually gone, yo, let's go for it. So that there for me is what you want. And like I said, whether he gets a job or not is a different question. But for now, 3 wins. Let me tell you something. It took Amrin a year to get 3 wins. This guy's done it in 14 days or 2 weeks.
Insane.
It's crazy.
I'm saying, yo, even if you don't give him the job permanently, Michael Carrick, keep doing your thing, brother.
Yeah.
We got other places for you as well. You know Speaking of my manager, talk to me about him.
More than that. That's a stepping stone than that, you know. It's a stepping stone club. I hear it, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's right now when you look at the managers and you see a guy doing well there.
Yeah, keep doing the audition. And right now, I don't mind at the end of the season. If Carrick does his little thing and you lot decide, hey, we want to go Luis Enrique, we want to go Tuchel, we want to go Southgate, go for it.
Yeah, no, man, sure,
United. Manchester United. hey, don't get twisted. Who's Carrick's assistant at the moment?
I know. Brown. Yeah. Yo, by the way, I can't lie, man. He's good, you know, man. He's good. I hear it. So you're going to be knowing all the backroom stuff. Even Jonathan Woodgate, former Tottenham player as well. So, listen,
quickly,
man.
I want to ask you quickly before we dive into the Combined 11 on Thomas Frank. What do you make of him from an outside looking in? Because I feel like almost everybody prior to this season starting thought this was a good fit, thought this was going to go a lot better than it did this year. Have you been caught surprised, and what do you think of him now in comparison to the start of the season?
Massively surprised. I can't lie to you. I wanted him as Man United manager after, was it Ten Hag, I think it was? Or it might have been before Ruben Amorim was getting the job. But I can't lie to you. I was looking at him. I thought, listen, proven in the Premier League. He's literally improved Brentford year after year. If you look at the attack, Boomer was a nobody before he came in, turned into somebody. Tony. If you look at Wissor, you're looking at Sade. He's improved a lot of good players,
Watkins,
man. Yeah, Watkins, Damsgaard. It took a while to settle. Last season had one of his better seasons in a Brentford shirt. You know, so when I look at him, I'm like, he was a good manager. But when you go to a different club, right, the scrutiny. My problem was, he didn't understand who Tottenham are. And I don't want to, people will say, oh, well, Tottenham haven't won that many trophies, but Tottenham are a bigger club than Brentford. We have to put that right here. So what you could do at Brentford, there were games at Brentford, I'm not going to lie to you. I looked at Thomas Frank and I'm like, yo, what are you doing here? But he won his next game 5-2. And I'm like, yo, he ain't a bad manager.
He'll go and randomly beat City or something like that. And then slap Chelsea, and you're like, no. This guy's got the tactical foundations, and you get
what I'm trying to say. But when you don't win a game or 2 or 3 maybe at Tottenham, the scrutiny is loud, bro. Everything's magnified. Everything you do, everything. And I think sometimes his defensive maybe prowess that he had at Brentford, and his starting block, you can't do that. You can't defend before you attack. You have to attack. It's a given. At Tottenham, you have to attack first. And I think for me, he had the mindset of, let me defend first. That's why you see the low XG. You see the fact that you weren't creating as much. And I think that's been a disappointment. I believe your squad is good enough? I'm not going to lie to you, Fuad. I don't think your squad is capable of doing big things. I look at your attack. I don't rate them. I'm not going to lie to you. Solanke's a good player. Xavi Simons, again, he's rated in the Dutch league, but again, he couldn't really do it here. And he's showing glimpses right now. But again, he's the guy. But at the same time, though, I've seen managers at other clubs show more than what Thomas Frank's doing with lesser players. Look at the Everton's team. Look at others,
and
for
me, it's almost like a damning indictment that Keith Andrews has gone into there as a set-piece coach for Brentford, and it looks like they haven't missed a step at all.
Bro.
Even when I look at the history of kind of Brentford managers before him, Dean Smith thought he was bigger than Brentford, went to Aston Villa, it didn't work out. Before him, Uwe Rosler left to go somewhere else, it didn't work out. Is it maybe Brentford that's making these managers look better than what they actually are? And honestly, I'm surprised to hear you say all these things because I feel like it's from a Spurs perspective. We've been seeing it all season where he's almost playing with his handbrake on and kind of trying to set the defensive foundation first. And it's like, bro, at Brentford, where you're the underdog in 90% of games, that works. But at Spurs, where you need to take the game, and especially at home where it's been so bad, that's where it's an even more damning indictment. But the fact that he's lasted this long, despite being knocked out of both cups as well, has really caught me by surprise. But it seems like this year they're willing to give him the whole season, similar to like what they did at Man United last year with Ruben
Champions League, bro. The Europa League was Amrin. Amrin was Europa League. The more he kept going well, and the Lyon game, they were like, "Yo, man, we must have keep him." If I think the Champions League.
Do you truly believe Thomas Frank will deliver that Champions League?
I mean, listen.
That's what I think. I'm like, yo, if there's any hope, it will be without this guy.
Yeah, you know I agree. So, I agree. But the more you're in there, like the money's now nice. They're thinking, yo, are we losing any money? Are we? What's going on with our football club? Okay, cool. We haven't bought that many players in January. We bought Conor Gallagher, but we're not losing money. The stadium's still full. You know, it's still like, you know what I'm saying, bro? There's still that feeling of, yo, we got Champions League football. It's not all, Madison could be returning back. Like, there's all these things that are keeping the manager.
Don't even get me started on that because I just watched an interview of my sporting director talking about the reason why he hasn't made January transfers is because he's got all these injuries coming back. Bro, I'm about to lose my fucking head with these injuries.
We will be there. We will be there.
Let's get into this combined 11. Let's not even waste any more time. Listen, we're going to go 4-2-3-1 because I feel like that's the system we play, and Carrick has kind of come back to that as well. Yeah. Let's start with goalkeeper, shall we? Vicario versus Lamens. Yeah. You know, I'm going to let you make the case for Lamens first because...
Bro, I can't lie to you. Unknown kind of guy in terms of the football field, but my word, has he come in and just made everything so much calmer, bro. If he gets beat, it's by a worldie. Go and check the goals we concede. Most of them are worldies. Like, he barely makes mistakes. He's so calm with the ball. His distribution is decent. His aerial kind of in terms of grabbing the ball when in the corners, so calming. I think for me, he doesn't concede goals through errors. Onana did a lot. I think for me, we've got a good, solid 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 goalkeeper. That I want that. I don't want no flashy goalkeeper. It's the only other day that paparazzi were following him, and I was like, oh man, the game might be gone now because now there's a tension. Before that, he's just a calm guy. He's so cool, and that's all it is. He doesn't speak a lot. He's very like on the pitch, he is vocal, but like he's not someone that I look at your goalkeeper and he wants to be center of attention. He wants to do all of these things, and I'm like, nah, bro, that's not what a goalkeeper is, bro. So I've got this almost old school Thibaut Courtois. Apparently, he's giving them the saying, yo, he's the next one. You know what I mean? He's giving them blessing.
He gives me this, and mind you, this isn't me saying he's him, but he gives me a little bit Van der Sar vibes, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Old school, classic, tall and gangly. The way he comes and claims crosses, the way he exudes his presence, but doesn't do it by shouting like a madman like Oliver Kahn, these other goalkeepers. And honestly, that's one thing I will say. You hit the nail on the head again there. In terms of your goalkeeper, I always think the less noise there is about your performances, the better. I'm not trying to hear about you. If you're making 100 great saves, it means you're being peppered 24/7.
I know.
I don't even notice you. And at the end of the game, I'm like, hey, there was 1 or 2 moments he bailed us out. That's all I want. And Vicario, it's the complete opposite, bro.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm always looking at it, and every game, there's always 1 or 2 moments where I'm like, that's self-inflicted from you. Yeah. Whether it's overplaying from the back, whether it's bad passing, whether it's not claiming a cross, whether it's a long shot going in. I feel like he had so many weaknesses in his game. And I think when he first came in, we overlooked it because we thought, you know what, he's a young goalkeeper, similar like your keeper, a little bit of an unknown coming in from Empoli. But you can see that there's potentially a player there. We're now like 3 or 4 seasons in, and I'm sorry, I have not seen no development in his footwork. I have not seen no development in his ability to claim crosses. I have not seen anything apart from being a good reflex shot stopper, which I think is the basic for any goalkeeper. I don't really rate Vicario like that, and I'm happy to move on from him. So honestly,
then he will bring you these like the Europa League final, for example. He was unbelievable.
He will do that. The Europa League run, I owe you for that one. It's like Brennan Johnson, bro. We never liked him week in, week out. But in certain games, you were just like, you know what?
Fair play.
This is our guy. We'll get behind you. But on a consistent basis, that's what matters, bro. And I'm sorry, in this one, I really like Lamens, so I'm going Lamens as well.
Yeah,
so
okay, cool.
Let's go. Should we do right back? Let's do right back, shall we?
Yeah, let's do right back. Let's do right back.
Do you want to put Amad Diallo there? Or
no. Yo. Amad Diallo's going right wing. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we got a couple on that option. Right back. I mean, you know what it is here? I don't rate Diego Dallo, but then you don't rate. Do you rate Pedro Porro?
I personally do rate. I think, put it this way, there's a lot of people who this season have turned on Pedro Porro. I think Pedro Porro going forward might be one of the best fullbacks in the Premier League. He's a chance-creating machine. I think defensively, there are holes in his game where he can get found out. And because he gets forward so often, sometimes he struggles to get back in position. And I think that's where he's been found out, in my opinion. On the other side, I look at Jed Spence. And I'm like, Jed Spence is almost like the complete opposite, where defensively and 1v1 and in terms of speed, this is someone who I can rely on. But then going forward, I feel like he's lacking areas in his game where he just doesn't have that final ball, that final end product like a Pedro Porro has. I low-key wish I could get the two and merge them into one player, but unfortunately, it's what I've got. And with Dallo, I kind of feel like it's a little bit the same, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know why I even went with Dallo, man. I'm gonna go with my guy Mazraoui, man. I think for me, if you look, I kind of know why I forgot about him. It's because Dallo's been playing a lot in it. I forgot about Mazraoui, but I think Mazraoui eats on Porro and Dallo together. I think, is he a better offensively than Porro? Maybe not, but defensively, if I'm looking at all rounder, if I'm looking at playing the system, reliable, I'm looking at Mazraoui as a reliable right back.
I feel like Mazraoui, when he first came to United, he was getting plotted about in a few different positions, and he was doing
well. That's how good he is.
He is, I don't know, just like jack of all trades, master of none. And I'm like, bro, you haven't found it. I'll be real with you. The fact that the bar of Dallo, I'll be honest with you, for me, is like a 7.5 out of 10. And the fact that you haven't been able to displace this guy permanently. And I know people will say, oh, he was Amarim's cousin or whatever, boom, boom, boom. But I think Mazraoui should have, if he was as good as you say.
It's because he's got injuries. It's the injuries that mess him up, man. I'm not going to lie, the injuries mess him up. But if you're looking at a reliable right back here.
Availability is the best ability.
Yeah, but then it's Porro. I'm not sure if I'm keen on putting Porro ahead of Mazraoui.
Okay. Should we balance it out? Jed Spence. Because Jed Spence, you can't say this season wrong.
All right, cool. Cool. We'll put Jed Spence.
I think he covers all bases. So Jed Spence.
Yeah, cool. Jed Spence. We'll go with that one.
Left back. What are you saying?
Well, I'm saying that
I'm putting forward Destiny Udogie.
Oh, come on, man. I'm sorry. You know what it is?
I think Destiny Udogie gets.
How many good performances Destiny Udogie had? I'm not gonna lie, he's about 10 in his whole career at Tottenham.
What?
Yes. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
You're showing me now you don't want Spurs, you know.
No. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Destiny Udogie is overrated. I really do, man. Because the amount of performances, I'm gonna real with you. The amount of performances, the amount of hype that Tottenham fans here talk about Destiny Udogie, and I can count, maybe on one hand, how many good performances I've seen of Destiny Udogie. You talk about availability being the best ability. He's never available. But when I look at him and I'm like, yo, bro, like, are you that good? Like, offensively, yes, he could go forward. But defensively, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. No. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. I'm being serious, man. I don't look at this guy. I'm like, you're brilliant. I don't.
Do you know what I genuinely think happens with Udogie? He has so many injury spells, people forget how good he is. And then when he comes back, I'm not joking with you, Saeed. Every fucking time he comes back,
who you got
like
left
a breath of fresh air, bro. It's like we realize how important he is, bro. And I'm like, yo, Jed Spence.
You can say the same about Luke Shaw then. That's the same for Luke Shaw then, isn't it?
Yo, listen, Luke Shaw, if there's one thing I can't deny, contract year, World Cup year.
Yeah.
That Luke Shaw might be unstoppable. He might be.
He is. Yeah.
But for me, Destiny Udogie, in terms of, I don't think he scratched the surface, but the thing is I still genuinely do not think people rate him enough. And I think even Spurs fans,
Spurs fans have overrated him. That's why.
No, there is a degree.
What did you say on FCM? What did you say on FCM?
I remember. I said in about 3 years he'll be a top 3 left back in the world.
Bro, okay. 3 years later.
Here's the thing.
Is he Mendes? Is he one of the best left backs in the world? Is he even better than Cucurella? Is he better than Cucurella though?
He's not.
You go then.
No, we can acknowledge that. That's the thing, is the injuries are what have absolutely killed him. Over 2 years, he's just been consistently injured. And I'm like, bro, he needs to get it under control. And that's why this January, we were so upset that we didn't sign a left back, because we're like, bro, we're tired. He's got quality, but he hasn't got the reliability of availability. But I can't lie to you. I think this season, even me, bro, I've been impressed with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, I'm like, yo, I don't like you. I don't rate you that highly. But in terms of consistency, as you're saying, not putting a foot wrong. I think he was playing in a back 3, left centre back. Then he's now been moved back to a back 4. I actually think he hasn't put a foot wrong this season. And don't be surprised if you see him in the World Cup squad come the
100%. Yeah, you're right. Like he's been, like I said, when it's World Cup year, and even contract. Like I think his contract runs out next year, so it's like, he's looking for.
I told you, man. World Cup year, contract year. Luke Shaw's different, bro. And this season, I will say, look, Jed Spence has played a lot of left back minutes.
That's what I'm saying. We've barely seen him, doggy. We're gonna have to put Luke Shaw there.
I'll put Luke Shaw there for now.
Let's put Luke Shaw there.
All right, let's go centre backs now. Because this is where it gets interesting. I can't lie. Now, do you want to do this Argentina versus Argentina, Netherlands v Netherlands? Or do you want
I can't lie to you, man. I think for me, you know what? Yeah, just to be civil with you, and you know what I mean. I feel like we don't want to make any problems. I'm willing to go Romero and Lisandro if you want to do that, because
Saeed, you know what you're trying to do here. You know I love Lisandro, so you're trying to pull on that string. No.
I'm just trying to say to you, to keep it respectful. You know what I think of Romero. I'm just trying to say, let's keep the boys together. And also, Lisandro did an interview, and he said he was the best defender that he likes. And he said,
big bro,
Romero. That's what I'm saying. So we're putting bros together. We're putting one on the right, one on the left. You get me? Van der Ven, see you later. You know what I mean? We have to come to a compromise. Bro.
There is not a world where I'm leaving Van der Ven off this team.
Bro, that's it. Should have put my left back then. Should have put my left back.
Saeed, if we're gonna do this, okay, hear me out.
Are you looking to Delit's better than Romero anyway? Are you mad?
Don't make me lock off the whole video, bro.
No, hold on.
Delite, hey, the start of the season, the first 7-8 weeks,
bro, Delit's cold, man.
I like Delite. I think he's improved massively, and I think he's definitely.
It's not a liability that your guy, though. Your guy is actual liability. Romero. Romero's not a liability.
Hey, look. 1 or 2 games this season. This is the problem with reputation, and this is what I feel like Xhaka had to put up with for years. Romero, I think he's got 1 red card in about 3.5 years, but he's got this, reckless kind of reputation.
Yes.
I'm like, if you watch this guy, he actually, for me, is one of the best defenders in the world. But the problem is he will have these one odd gaff games where it's like,
let's sit down.
And I remember, look, PSG. I won't lie. This season, was it PSG, Newcastle? There were certain games where I was like, this is why people discredit you. This is why people get onto you. However, when he's on it, bro,
even the Brentford game, let's be honest, should have been sent off against Brentford. Be honest.
That's the red card. But that was like the first one in like 3 years, bro. And then I think for me, in terms of just overall, he is better than defensively than Van der Ven. However,
is he better defensively than De Ligt, though? Be honest. You're letting your Dutch brother down here, bro.
I think where De Ligt is probably better is aerially. I think De Ligt aerially is a monster.
I think Romero's good aerially as well.
He's brilliant aerially, but I just think De Ligt has this blockhead.
Yeah.
He throws his head into it.
You know what it is? De Ligt's past as well lets people think that he's overrated as well. Bro, he had a good spell at Bayern Munich. He got to Bayern Munich because he was good at Juventus.
And people discredit his Bayern Munich part incorrectly. But for me, I think Romero gets in for me. And the thing is, Lisandro, I like Lisandro. I've been a proponent of Lisandro for about 3 years, bro. Yeah, when he was out injured, I was saying that's your secret weapon. But Van der Ven, for me, is the biggest footballing unicorn we have ever seen at centre back. bro, you know what I call him? I call him the ultimate insurance policy.
Yeah,
there's comprehensive, there's full cover, then there's Van de Ven.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than this, bro. There's nothing. Any striker that thinks he's through on goal, I press the Van de Ven button.
I rate Van de Ven highly. I'm looking at him this summer. Is he available this summer?
You remember when he came to your ground and did that 90-yard run as well? You know he's got that in the locker as well, man. Bro. So here it is. You know what? Let me give you a balancer here. Let me give you an idea. Why don't we move Van de Ven and Romero as the centre backs? Lisandro to left back ahead of Luke Shaw.
No, you can put Van de Ven. Van de Ven's a left back more.
Van de Ven can play left back. All right, cool. We're doing that then. Yeah, take Luke Shaw out. Van de Ven left back. Lisandro, Romero centre back.
Yeah,
I'll take that. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that. Compromise.
Now let's move into.
This is easy.
Midfield. Let's start off with the defensive midfielder first, because obviously I've got Palhinha. Casemiro. I want you to talk to me about Casemiro a little bit, because I feel like he's obviously announced that he's leaving at the end of the season.
Oh, devastated.
His United tenure has been so like up, down, down, and now I feel like it's just he's ending on a high, bro. But talk to me about what you've seen about Casemiro this season.
Bro, he's a top guy, man. It's going to be difficult to replace him, bro. People can talk about, when Jamie Carrick said the football leaves you, etc. But he's actually apologized and said, yo, man, I should never have said that. You know what I mean? So fair play to Carragher for that. But, you know, people look at the bad time when he was at Man United. It's because this Ten Hag guy was a criminal, bro. He played him in a 3-1-6 formation and left no cover for Casemiro. I'm sorry, man. You're even seeing Rodri, Ballon d'Or Rodri, struggling right now in a single pivot because there's no one around him to protect him. So imagine Casemiro, who is a couple of years older than Rodri, is now struggling at midfield where there's no protection, bro. So I feel like that kind of tainted his kind of almost time at Man United. But in terms of goals, this guy's up there. Big game, big goals. Assist. Look at the no-look pass, bro. Like, that is ridiculous, man. The mentality for me that he brings this Man United team is ridiculous. And I think ultimately getting the best out of others, like being that kind of mentor, bro. We're gonna miss that, bro. You can go and get me Watt and all these players, yeah. I think they'll be quality, but bro, they're not gonna be Casemiro, and that's where my worry is. That as much as people say, but you know, we're gonna replace him and it's easily replaceable. I don't think it's as easy as that, you know, because he might have been there for a short time. But what he has given us in that time, bro, has been incredible, bro. On and off the pitch. So for me, ridiculous,
honestly, man. I think the experience and even like the character of losing the dressing room is going to be massive. And look, I like Palhinha. I think he's a good player, and I think start of the season he definitely got done a little bit dirty because he got paired with Bentancur a lot. Like a pairing that, you know, when everybody wants to take their frustration out, they just look at those two basically. However, I do think Palhinha has actually been good this season, and he's a bit of a specialist defensive midfielder is how I look at it. In terms of on the ball, he doesn't offer you much, but in terms of breaking the game up and kind of, you know, dominating that kind of space in front of that back four, I think he's brilliant at that. But I always look at Casemiro as like the ultimate version of what Palhinha could be. Like in terms of ruthlessly aggressive in defense. As you said, that aerial threat and kind of set piece threat, I don't think I've seen that in a player in a while do that from defensive midfield like Casemiro has, and the amount of big goals that he's popped up with. But then I also think one thing that gets overlooked with Casemiro is his ball playing ability as well. I think some of the passes and the way he's able to just the diagonals, that's what you actually need in terms of a base player. I always feel like, and one of the biggest issues with Palhinha is that he doesn't have that passing ability. The other day, we even played him at centre-back in the Champions League, and you saw a little bit more of his passing range, but that was because he had all the freedom and space.
Champions League's always going to be different.
Whereas in midfield, I actually think Casemiro this season is hard to overlook. And it's so mad because 2 years ago, as you were saying, everyone was talking about Goa FC, Poon FC, get ready for Kerala Raiders, whoever it is. But now all of a sudden you're like, you know what, Casemiro, you're leaving Manchester United through the front door type thing.
And the front door, bro. Embraced
180. I gotta give it its dues, and I've always loved Casemiro. So let's put Casemiro in that DM position.
100%.
Moving on next. This one is actually an interesting one, and I want to see how unbiased you are in this one because. Do you know what I've really respected about you so far? You've given and taken some. You know what I mean? So far. Pape Sarr is the player that I'm going to put forward to play next to Casemiro. Because in my opinion, I think Pape Sarr, jack of all trades, arguably master of all as well. He is one of the most underrated players in the Premier League, in my opinion. I think every time he's played for us this season, incredible. But for some weird reason, Thomas Frank will see the good performances and take him out of the side for another 3 games.
Yeah.
Bergvall 1 game, Bentancur 1 game. I think we've got so many bodies in there that he just switches and rotates. And add on top of that, Conor Gallagher now as well. Yeah. I think he's eating into his minutes a little bit more. But Pape Sarr, I think if he left Tottenham Hotspur today, every club would want him because that's the exact type of midfielder Premier League thrives on, in my opinion. And look, I love Kobbie Mainoo. I'm a huge Kobbie Mainoo stan. But this year, I can't let you squeeze your way into the after 3 games. Come on, my brother.
And this is the same Pape Sarr that couldn't get into the Senegal squad. You know what I mean?
Hey, whoa. You mean one of the best African teams in the past 15 years?
I agree. But then when there was an injury, when there was a suspension, he still didn't get into the team. I think it was.
The Moroccans, they gave him food poisoning. You see?
Okay. Yeah.
I said, hold on, why is my boy not getting minutes? Final onwards, he was a wreck, basically. He was sick every day.
But for me, in terms of a footballer, Kobbie Mainoo is a better footballer. I think in terms of off the ball, you're getting that from Pape Sarr. In terms of driving with the ball, box to box, I think Pape Sarr is very good. And against United, he always plays well against us. Again, bro, it's just again another one that just seems to turn up against Man United, bro. But if I'm looking for balance, if I'm looking for a player who's just got more ability and just is looking better, look at Man United. 3 games, 3 wins. Again, with Casemiro, Bruno, they've worked together well. Arsenal game, dominated. Man City dominated. Fulham dominated. And also, I don't know if you see it against Fulham, but he played a different style of play where he was almost like dictating from deep. Like he wasn't really doing what he normally does and being so skillful in possession and do what he needs to do. But this one was a bit above a mature performance from Kobbie Mainoo. So I'm not going to lie. I'm not hearing what you're saying. I think it's a reach. It's, cool on his day and whatever. But we've got a guy that is just quality. Final of the Euros. Came into that England team, was so good. So, man, for me, it's Kobbie Mainoo. I hear it. Sarr's good. But, no way.
The thing is I get the Kobbie Mainoo shouts. And I knew if there's going to be one player who I thought you'd probably bat the hardest for, I knew it'd be Kobbie Mainoo. Because he's the golden
come on, bro. That's my guy.
He is Rashford 2.0. You know what I mean? Like, he's got that.
Yeah.
About him right now, but I think this season it's hard to put him in any side. Look,
how many games has Sarr played for Tottenham this season?
The ability, who Sarr? I can double check that for you right now, my friend.
I don't think he's played that many minutes.
I'm sure he has played way more minutes than Kobbie Mainoo, though. That's one thing I can guarantee you. Yeah, I mean, look, he's played 15 games this season. Started 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kobbie Mainoo. Look.
Is he getting into the team? If I was to say to you right now, is Sarr starting for Tottenham on Saturday?
If you're talking about setting up our best 11, I would put him in, guaranteed.
No, but no, you're not with you. Do you think he's starting?
I think he does. I think he starts ahead of Bergvall. I think he starts ahead of Bentancur. I think he starts ahead of Archie Gray. He starts ahead of Conor Gallagher. The only one he doesn't start ahead of is Paulinho, who's the defensive one. Paulinho would be next to him.
Okay.
So for me, I think Pape Sarr is the one I look at of all the midfielders. You have the biggest upside as well. So
okay.
You know what I'll do? Just for this position, I don't think either of us are going to fold. We'll do a Sarr/Kobbie.
Yeah. Oh, we'll let the voters decide.
We'll let the comments decide. Comments, you let us know.
Yeah. You let us know.
This next one is a tough one, I thought.
This one's easy, man. This one's easy.
It kind of is. But I just want to ask you what you think of Xavi Simons this season and as a player overall. I know you touched on earlier saying, he's rated in Holland or whatever. Is he someone who you're not really too keen on, or do you think there's a player in there?
I think he's talented, but I just don't know if he's cut for the Premier League. I think physically, he just looks out of sorts, man. I think, is he one to maybe adapt to the second season and we look back at the first season and be like, you know what, man? That was his year of adaptation. And you know what?
I mean, look at Florian Wirtz in comparison
exactly.
to the second half of the season.
Yeah.
And I think Xavi Simons, even if you compare the first half and second half of the season, I actually think over the past 6 weeks or so, he's definitely put in a lot of better performances.
Yeah, he has. You can see that. Yeah.
He's not having these kind of ghostly games, if you like. And look, I think when you have that kind of wonder kid expectation, you got to remember this is the first ever wonder kid we've seen on the social media era. He's expected to become the real deal. And I think he's gone to PSG. It didn't really work out. He went to RB Leipzig and PSV and did well there. But those are the kind of places where people are like, this is where people get tricked in the Bundesliga, in the Dutch league.
True.
And then you come to the Premier League, and the first couple of months, he hasn't hit the ground running. Let's be honest. But I think you could say that for a lot of players that have come into the Premier League, because the Premier League, let's be honest, is one of the toughest leagues to adapt to. But the way he's settled in the past second half of the season, in my opinion, I think he has been absolutely incredible. I'll be honest with you. And I'm not making a case for him to be in this at all. I think Bruno is a complete separate argument. But I do think there is definitely a massive player in Xavi, and someone who I'm looking at as, bro, take the leadership mantle of this dressing room, because right now there's a vacuum in there. The only ones I'm looking at are like Romero, Van der Ven, who are real big characters and big leaders. But Son has gone, Kane has gone, Dembele's gone, Eriksen's gone. All of that old guard that used to be there, the Ongas, the Llorises. Now there's a struggle for who's going to run this dressing room. Whose dressing room is this? And I'm looking at players like Xavi Simons, like Kudus. I'm like, make this yours. Show me you're the guys that can lead this kind of next gen. But Bruno Fernandes, I think, is just hard to open.
Yeah, he's just a cut above, man.
He's a one-man chance creating machine. I think this season you're even seeing in the big games. But that was always the big question I had of him was, in those games against Liverpool, in those games against City, rather than throwing the strop and, looking like the smelly egg out there, some character. And I think in the last couple of games, bro, you can't question that, bro. And
no, you can't. Even me, I'm one of the biggest Bruno's critics, and he has been absolutely phenomenal in these. I think in the Fulham game, he struggled with the physicality of Sander Berg, but look at the assist for Sesko. That was world class for me, because you got to go past Bassi, get past, turn away from him, and then get a left-footed assist, which wasn't easy to come across with Sesko. So for me, I'm not gonna lie to you, Bruno in that 10 role now is thriving now. He's more close to the striker. He's having more influence. He's not less responsibility to defend now. So for me, it's easy one, man. Bruno's in that 10 locked in.
Yeah, easy. Let's move on right wing. I feel like here is where there's going to be a bit of trouble. And who do you want to put forward? Because I feel like you've got one option, you've got two options, you've got maybe even a third option you can slap there.
Listen, we can put Shea Lacey in there. Shea Lacey could come in there as well if you wanted to, man.
Whoa. Don't make me recall Mikey Moore now.
But you know what, man? On the balance of this season, I'm gonna put in Mbeumo. But who do I want to put in there is Amad Diallo. But you know what I mean? I'm gonna put in Mbeumo just because of the impact he's put in there. 20 goals last season. I think he's only got 7 this season. Been a breath of fresh air. His impact. He's not necessarily like the most enjoyable footballer, I'm not gonna lie to you, in terms of on the eye, but in terms of efficiency, in terms of pressing, endeavor.
You know called him? Salah Light.
Yeah, bro, he's right. He's right. He's Salah prototype.
He might not be the easiest on the eye, but in terms of efficiency, in terms of being deadly, popping up when the time is right, he's there. He's always
on the
there,
break, pace. Strong, physical, can play across the front three if you need to. Yeah, man, he's been for me like a very good signing, man. 60 million in now today's market. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not bad at all now. Everyone's looking at thinking, you're getting something that's reliable. When you buy something, you're like, but you're getting something that it says what it says on the tin. You feel me? It does what it says on the tin.
Look, Kudus got injured, I think, just at the start of January. I think he had 5 assists, 2 goals. I thought he was arguably maybe one of our best players this season.
Yes, I agree.
Being an outlet, constantly 1v1, trying something. I felt like our attack was being completely blunt this year, but he is in the one spark up there. So I would have loved to have made a strong case for him, but I think Mbeumo this season for me, I think he has been brilliant. I'll be honest with you. I wish I was low-key in the back of my head hoping you put Ahmad forward because we can get Ahmad out of here. I feel like this season, but Mbeumo I do think is the pick for me.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
It's hard to argue. I wish Kulusevski was fit. I would have done the nastiest argument. But let's move on to left wing. And left wing, bro, I can't lie to you. I struggled for options. I've put
Cunha. It's got to be Cunha, man. It's got to be Cunha.
Tranquillo. I said I've put in Odegaard because I think over the past 6 or 7 weeks, I think he has been sensational. I'll be honest with
But
you.
yeah, sensational in a way of like the standards are that low at Tottenham where, you know, you haven't got good.
I mean, you could say that, but the standards have been low for Cunha as well, considering, you know, he scored 15 goals in the Premier League last year.
You know what? It's just like
adapt. 27 years old, came in
he's 26.
26 turning 27 next month. But he's basically Brian and Mbeumo's tag team partner. But Brian and Mbeumo's looked like the A side and he's looked like the B side.
Yeah, I hear that. But then again, Cunha is a bit more of a maverick, innit? Cunha gets you on the edge of your seat. Cunha does some things that are special. I can't lie to you when he's on the ball. And I feel like for me, it's all about just adapting, innit?
Arsenal goal?
Bro, even the Fulham goal, what a banger that was. He's getting goals now. He's got 5 goals now already. You know, we only play 1 game a week, so it's not as if we've got other competitions to play for. So, yeah, man, I think for me, Cunha's been excellent, man, in terms of the last couple of games. Big games, though. He's a big game player. I'd rather have a big game player than someone who scores against the smaller teams, and then when he turns up against the big ones, he's nowhere to be seen. So he has been adapting. All this Matthew Cunningham, I've seen people writing him off already and saying he's not a good signing. Get out of here, man. He's a good signing. It's just that, he's going to have to just take his time and, work his magic and work his way into the team because we know the quality is. He's a very good ball carrier and he's a good striker of the ball. He's got good
in qualities. A weird way, he needs to take advantage of Dolgu's injury and really try and
absolutely.
I think the 2-10s thing is now done. You're probably going to play a 4-2-3-1. He even needs to. The centre forward position is obviously going to be split between Sesko and Mbeumo. The 10 position is Bruno's. That left wing position is there available for someone to claim. And I think if he's smart, that's where he would really cement his kind of role. And look, absolutely. For me, I think I was disappointed with Cunha at the start of the season, and I've never really been the biggest fan of Cunha. I'll be honest with you. I've always thought, look, is he one of those players that I look at and think, is he great being a big fish in a small pond? And I think you could say that about a lot of players in terms of when the system's running through you, when you're the main man in the team, you are a fantastic player. However, when you're asked to be a cog in a bigger machine, I don't know if you have that. And that kind of maverickness that you talk about and, that bit of trickery and that skill that he has, sometimes I feel like is his own downfall, where he takes that extra touch, takes that extra dribble, when in actual fact, it should just be a normal square pass, a little 1-2 here, and simplify the game a little bit. Sometimes that's my issue with Cunha, and I think if he did that, he could become a special player. However, I don't know if at this age, if you haven't really developed that, if you can really become that. I think he can show definitely a better version of himself at United. I think so far, but over the last couple of weeks, I think he has been really good. I can't lie to you.
He's stepped up, man. He's got his viral dance now. You know what I mean? So
he definitely stepped
up. Surfing dance.
That little dog, like, I've been rocking that shit, bro. I was like, yo, that's a good one right there. I can't lie. But Odegaard, as much as I like him, I still
he's a good talent. He's a good talent.
He's a good talent, but I definitely don't think we've even scratched the surface of what he could become. And that's the big question: is what is he? Do you know what I mean? So we will see. But I think Cunha on the left and Mbeumo on the right. And then I think Solanke up top just to ice that and bring them all in and play the game well. Just makes it so well. Am I right?
Yeah. I'll do.
I thought you was gonna try and do the Sesko debate. I was like, yo, look. The thing is, talk to me about Sesko actually, because I like Sesko personally, bro. I think Sesko's got great foundations to build upon, if that makes sense.
Yes, but the thing is, though. I mean, Dominic Solanke is a bit more proven in that aspect, but he's only done it for 1 season, really, in the Premier League. But I think Sesko's reach ceiling is ridiculous, man. I think for me, the only thing I will say that sometimes he hesitates making runs. For the last couple of games, I've seen him make so many runs and he's been frustrated, he's been animated, he's been like, yo, pass me the ball. But that goal he needed, bro, that goal on his right foot.
Do you reckon that's his like arrival moment? I know
he's massively. That's what he needed.
Dagger, last minute.
Yes.
You get the win. Do you think that will give him that confidence now?
Yes, he needed that, bro. I think for me, if he didn't score that sort of goal and he scored like to make it 1-0 to get a draw, you're not really giving him that benefit of doubt. But I think he needed that, bro. That goal just to kind of seal it. Everyone's around him. The back people will celebrate with him. That's what we needed, bro. So I think for me, it's the future. He's still young, 22 years old. You know what I mean? I think he's shown more than Gyökeres has done in an Arsenal shirt. Yeah, Gyökeres has got more goals, but I think the fundamentals of Sesko have been very, very much far better. But listen, I'm willing to put Solanke in there just because I feel like he's a bit more reliable in that aspect of scoring.
4 of 4 since coming back from injury as well. Scat contender scored on the weekend against City as well. Donnarumma, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Garnacho, give me my trophy, blood.
Come on. Yeah, check out
before we sign out, let me just quickly rattle through this team as well. So we got Lamens in goal, Spence at right back, Romero and Lisandro at centre back, Van der Ven at left back, Casemiro, and let us know in the comments, Sarr or Kobe Mainoo. That was the one we really couldn't split, and I'm happy to keep it that way. Bruno in the 10, and Wembo on the right, Cunha on the left, and Solanke up top. I actually think that is a fairly good team, even combined, but also the correct players in each position. Before we finish off, predictions, of course, brother. Early kickoff on the Saturday. What are you saying?
I'm saying a 3-1.
3-1 win?
Yeah, 3-1 win, man. Comfortable.
OT!
I
need another OT bot, baby. I need another one.
Yo.
But the problem is I have Thomas Frank in charge of my club, so I don't know, man. Look, we got.
He's got a bit of an indifferent record with United, though. I can't lie to you. He's got a bit of an indifferent record with United. So
and
you know what I mean? He's
I would love to say 2-1 win, but I feel like it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be much to celebrate for either team. And the streak of not losing to you lot will continue, but you lot also, you know what I mean? It will be annoying to you lot because you lot are building a bit of momentum.
Yes, so exactly. Mama can get his haircut, man. So, boy, one more win after that.
This is actually a game where I will accept haram ball from Thomas Frank.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I think the West Ham game, no disrespect to you, but I think West Ham game is more difficult than this game here. West Ham game next week. I can't lie, man. No respect to Tottenham, but
this is what Thomas Frank has turned us fucking into. Man, I'm saying West Ham are a harder game.
Man. I think they'll be fighting for their lives. You lot just kind of like, if you win, where does it take you lot? If you win, do you actually go? Do you go one place above?
We don't even go into the top half, brother. If we win that game, let me show you. We are 14th in the table. We are currently on 29 points. If we win that, we get 33 points. We go up from 14th to 12th. If you win your game, you go up from 41 to 2 points potentially behind Aston Villa. Yeah. Why did I even mention that? Yo, on that note, Saeed, appreciate you joining me, brother.
How many behind Arsenal? I'm only joking. How many joking? Let me relax.
Hey, get his ass. Bro, I appreciate you coming.
Come on, bro. Love for that, bro.
In the comments as well. Let us know all your thoughts on what you think about this game as well. Make sure you're subscribed to both of our channels. Like the video as well. Catch you guys on the next one. Till next time, peeps. Take care.
Come on. Peace.